Hello, ladies. Welcome to tonight's team call. Today is July 15th. We're exactly halfway through the month, and a few of us are just getting back from Summit, and it was amazing. And I still, like, even just talking about Summit gives me the chills, and it's so exciting. And this was up there with like one of the best summits ever. So we're excited to hop on here and share with you girls like our biggest takeaways and hopefully rub off some of this excitement and enthusiasm and motivation onto the rest of you. Before we get started with that, I'm going to share, let me share my screen. I'm going to share a PDF and I'm going to post this in Ellie. So I'm not going to go through all of it, but I did just want to, I wanted to go through, and you guys can see this, right? Okay, I just wanted to really quickly share all the new things. Summit, not only is it amazing for the content and the training, but you get to be the first to hear about all the new things, which is also super exciting. So as we all know, collagen came out today. I'm actually having it in my shake right now. I already always have collagen in either my coffee or my shake. So the fact that we make our own that is priced at a perfect price point for us, I think it's like around $25. So it's cheaper than what I was paying for before. Like it's all exciting news. And then I did want to touch on this. We are going to get, all of us will get 3 promo codes to use as incentives for people who want to sign up. So you get to give them a promo code and they'll get $10 off. And it's just it's a fun way and an easier way to talk to somebody. And you can say, I have these promo codes and I'll give you one if you're serious about doing this. Just know that you have to be an active coach by Thursday in order to receive your 3 promo codes. If you're not an active coach, you won't get them. So take a look at your back office and see whether you're active or not. If you're not active, you just need to purchase something worth 50 PV. So go back and get the collagen and maybe some Energize or whatever it is that adds up to at least 50 PV. And then everybody heard about the work and how exciting this program is going to be. It's going to be a 6-week program. And again, the PDF, the links are all live. So you can literally click here and it'll take you straight to the video. The bar program is what I'm most excited for. We're going to do the seasonal Shakeology again. Last year, pumpkin spice was amazing and it sold out in like hours. So now we're going to do pumpkin spice again and peppermint mocha for Christmas time, which is really exciting. The vegan beach bar is going to come out, I believe, the end of this year. Summit, I hope that, and I hopped on early and there were a few of us on here talking about how we want to go to Summit next year. Hopefully, I would love to see so many more faces at Summit this year. I just got my ticket today. It goes up in price starting tomorrow. I don't remember I don't know if it's going straight up to the $225 price that is on there. So get it. It's $125. It's not going to be any cheaper than this later. And we know how important being there live is. We're expanding to France, which is so exciting. And also one of the things that they told us is we can't know for sure if we're going to go up to, so what Beachbody does, sorry, I saw chat and I went to go look. What Beachbody does is they don't just pick one next place that they're going to try to expand to. They pick 10 at a time. So right now they are looking at 10 places and they're trying to work with all 10, and then you never know which one everything's going to align with perfectly so that next place is in order. So we are looking into Latin America, which was Mexico and a large portion of South America, more countries in Europe, and oh my gosh, I forgot, somewhere.
Australia, the Pacific Asian,
yes. I was Asian something.
The Philippines, and other countries around that area.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, thank you. And then we are relaunching the Shakeology.com page, which I think they said was going to be relaunched while we were there, right? So I think it might already be relaunched, and which is an exciting tool to be able to share with people who are interested in Shakeology. And especially for those of us that are in that training with, oh my gosh, my brain is still fried from Summit. Lupe, what was the name of the guy? I am brain farting. Rob something? The guy from our training that's doing the training. What's his name? Do you remember? I'll post it again. But it's a training. I'm totally like done from this weekend. But there is a training, and one of the things that he talks about is how third-party tools are so important so that you don't have to be Bob Healing. Thank you. Oh my gosh. There is a free training that you can sign up with him. It started today, and I feel like it's perfect timing and Summit, because you come back and you're like, okay, now what? And he's like literally like pushing you out of your comfort zone and saying, go invite these people, do this, do it this way, get a third-party tool, because third-party tools are the way you don't have to be an expert and your team gets to duplicate. So I'll post that link again for those of you who are interested. So today we want to talk about Summit and the importance of going to live events, because we all know that obviously most of the recordings are going to be up later, and we could watch those and get a lot of the value from Summit from watching those recordings, but it's not going to be the same. One, are you really going to have the time to sit down and watch every single training? Like when you're there, you're forced to go, right? Like what else are you going to do? You go to all your trainings, you go to everything, and you watch everything, and you soak it all in. And then the energy of all of the people, the energy of the trainings, it's just everything is so much more impactful when you actually get to be there. And this morning on the National Wake Up Call, Sandy talked about how this isn't, like if we get real, this isn't a money issue, this is a priorities issue. Like if this is something that you really want to do, you'll figure it out. And we have an entire year to get the money together to make sure that we go there. And if this is something that is deep in your heart that you want to do, then you can start working with, your upline or whatever to start making sure that you're making the money and you're able to set it aside every single month so that you can go to Summit, so that you can come back and explode your business, because you're going to be so fired up. And then I forgot one more housekeeping tip. We are having our Super Saturday this month in August 27th. July 27th, this month, July. I'm telling you guys, I thought it was fine, and I'm not. July 27th, so that's Saturday, but that whole weekend is the Super Weekend. And this year, this one is going to be a little bit different, where it's an open house. It's a coach sneak peek kind of a thing, right? So you get to go and take your prospects, and they get to see what Beachbody is all about, which is really exciting. And when you think about it, a lot of other companies, this is the way they expand and grow really quickly, is they have these live events where somebody can come and see what this is all about and feel the energy of the team. And it's so much easier to join a team or join us when you see us and get a feel for everything. And here for our local LA one, we will be hosting our own this time, which is super exciting. We haven't done our own in a really long time. We will be hosting it on Saturday. The links and everything will be up probably by tomorrow, and it's going to be at the Los Altos High School, which is where we were having a lot of our events before. So we'll be going back there, and we're really pumped for that, because we decided that we want to do it on our own so that people can really get a feel for us and our team specifically. So I think it'll be really exciting. So if you're in the LA area, or you want to drive to the LA area, or if you have prospects in the LA area that you want to send to us, if you can't make it, then do that. And I just wanted to say that even if, use this as an opportunity to get out of your comfort zone and invite people that you know to come with you, and you don't really have to do much of the work, right? Like, we're going to be the ones explaining everything. Corporate is giving us a video to share. All you have to do is be excited to bring whoever it is that you bring, and do your best to bring somebody with you. But if for whatever reason you have nobody, come anyways. Come anyways and spend time with us and hang out with the team for that day. Okay, so I'm going to share my takeaways really quick before I pass this on to Livier or to Christina. There were so many takeaways. The whole weekend was just full of so many nuggets and inspiration. But my biggest one was my favorite moment also, aside from it being my biggest takeaway, was being able to watch Rachel Hollis speak live. Like she spoke right to my heart. And just like I was saying, like I watch her on her morning live show all the time. I listen to her podcast. We went to watch her movie, like as a team, and she's incredible in all those ways, but seeing her live was so much more impactful to me. Like it's like she was speaking right to me. It's like she broke my heart wide open, and I was so ready for everything that she was talking about. And the biggest thing that she talked about was that hit home for me, and I kept finding that same message the entire weekend after that, which is why this is my biggest takeaway, was where she said that a lot of times we have these big goals, right? And we're like, I want to accomplish this, or I want to help this many people this year. And then things get hard. And we're like, oh my gosh, why is this hard? Like, this must not be for me, is our first reaction, right? And she's like, no, you literally asked God or the universe or whatever you believe in for this big miracle to happen in your life. And so God or the universe is like, okay, let me prepare you by putting these challenges in front of you so that you learn how to get over these challenges and rise above these challenges so that you're prepared for the greatness that you want in your life. And to me, that was so, like, I was just like, yes, like that was such a beautiful way that she put it, where it feels like, it's like, you asked for this. You want greatness out of your life. You asked for the challenges, because that's how we learn and we get better. And for me personally, like if I'm getting super personal, right? Like it just felt like sometimes I feel like, and I'm sure we all do, where it's like, is this really for me? Like I've had friends be coaches and quit. I've had friends be coaches and quit and go to other companies or other teams. And it hurts, and it makes me feel like, am I cut out for this? Am I a good leader? Can I do this? And after hearing her speak, it just changed my perception on everything. And it just made me feel like, no, like if I could get through that, then imagine the greatness that is waiting for me. Imagine the things that I'm supposed to do with these challenges that I've faced, and how many more people I'm supposed to help and be able to help. So that was just, to me, like I came home so excited, and I'm like, challenges, bring them on. That means that God believes in me. And that means that he's like, yes, girl, this is for you. And I'm putting this in front of you because this is what you need so that you can grow. And that was, to me, my favorite part of Summit. Christina or Olivier, whoever wants to hop on next, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go next. So this was my very first summit, and honestly, I had no idea what to expect. I'd never gone to an event like this. I've gone to work conferences, and usually they can tend to be a little boring. But you just go and you just kind of, just deal with it. And I'm still trying to process everything that I learned. And honestly, I have like a million things I wish I could share with everybody, so I'm going to try to condense it. But this is my first experience going to Summit. And honestly, if you are a business building coach, you need to go to Summit, because that put everything that I've been learning into perspective. I was able to digest the information a different way and really think about how to move forward with my business and know what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. So I wanted to highlight 4 big things that I took away. And again, I was a newbie. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't even look at the agenda. I was like leaning on Karina for her to tell me everything. And I mean, I'm glad that I kind of went in with not anticipating anything or really looking into it, because when all that information and the experience came at me, I was just blown away by it. So the biggest thing about Summit is that it's a good mix of inspiration. So Karina talked about Rachel Hollis, which, by the way, I'm sorry, you guys all missed out. Like, she was so amazing. She brought everybody on their feet to tears, and there's nothing in the world that compares to a live event. So I just had to throw it out there, and I'm so glad I made the effort to go, because everything that she was talking about, again, I felt like it spoke to me too, and it just like slapped some sense into me. So it was a mix of inspirational and also tactical. So I think sometimes, especially as new coaches, we're like, okay, so what it is that we're supposed to do, I think it's this, I think it's that. But what was really empowering was that we would get these trainings from top coaches, or from coaches that are lead, or coaches that we all, lurk on their pages and watch and whatnot. Like I got a training from like Amy Silverman. It was really awesome on how to share your story. So every single workshop that I went to, I didn't leave because it was such good, rich information from the people that made it themselves. I mean, yes, they're years ahead of us, but it's direct experience, you know, they have grit, they have vision, and they're sharing all this information with you like freely. I mean, it was just amazing. So that's the first one, inspirational and tactical. The second that was really a surprise to me, I'll be really frank, was the culture. Everybody was super nice. Everybody was friendly. I mean, we're talking like hordes of women everywhere, and sometimes you expect like cattiness or stupidness, and really everybody was just friendly, offering to take a picture. If they saw you taking a selfie, they're like, oh, I could take a picture. If they bump into you, it's like, oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me. Like, it just is a huge testament to the quality of people that are involved in this business and how everyone is working from the heart. Like, we want to transform and change lives, and we're transforming ourselves. And the culture was super sweet. Because you're also immersed in this culture, you get the opportunity to bump into some of these like heavy hitters. Like, I don't know who you follow, but I really like Lindsay Mattaway. I met her. Actually, I followed her into the bathroom, and then afterwards I met her and I spoke to her, and she was hands down such a sweetheart. I never imagined somebody kind of like way up there that's like a millionaire, top coach a million times. Like, she's at the top, right? Very sweet, very kind. I also met Keisha Fitzgerald. She does the Empower Her podcast. I almost died when I saw her. But anyways, and Karina was there, and she was like, look, she's there. But it's something about being around them and seeing them that just, it's just a different experience. I think it challenges you, or it affirms why you're there. So second was the culture. Third is that I learned that what I'm doing is not a hobby. It is a real job. It is a real business. And I recognized that I was being lazy in my business. I wasn't showing up to do my workouts. I wasn't meal prepping. I wasn't really sending out the, minimum 10 invites a day the goals I set out for myself. I was just, I went through some tough patches, but I realized that at the end of the day, if I really want to succeed, I need to be consistent. And at the end of the day, like, this is the analogy that came in my head. We all have a crappy time, right? We all go through these dark times. We don't just stop showing up to work. Like, we still go to the office. We still go out and teach. We still go out and do those things. We put on our faces, and we're brave, and we deal with it, right? And for me, the biggest takeaway was, if this is really something I want to pursue, I have to look at it that way. I cannot not work out. I cannot not eat well. I cannot send out those invites. I have to do the work. I have to carve out time to plan, to create like a content calendar, to just be really intentional and mindful. So that was a third thing that really stood out at me. And the fourth, which I thought was so beautiful, was they shared a lot of transformations, which I thought was such a touching piece, because I think it's easy to get caught up with, the business aspect of being a coach, like, get that passive income, get all these coaches, get the bonuses, etc. But they brought all these transformation stories, and I saw the Beachbody Challenge, which I kind of heard about, but I didn't really understand what it was. And honestly, you hear these stories, and I was just moved to tears. Actually, the whole weekend, I kept like, everything that was coming at me, like, it moved me to tears. And it moved me because this is something I'm really passionate about. It moved me because some things, like, it spoke truth to me. Like, when Rachel Hollis was just like bringing some truth on, I was like, yes, I got to step up my game. Yes, I have to stop being afraid. Yes, I need to show up. You have to put my blinders on and get to work. So it was just like really, really touching on so many different levels. But to see those transformations, and they had them on stage, and then you would kind of bump into them or see them again, like in the hallways. And it's like, oh my God, it's them. It's that couple. Together they lost over 200 pounds, and they're healthy and they're happy. And it's just, oh my God, it was just, it reignited that passion that I've always had to want to help people. And it's just, there's just nothing like it, in all honesty, really. So again, just to recap, the 4 things I walked away with, it was a combination of inspiration and tactical, advice. a very super friendly and warm culture. I learned that I really need to treat this as a job, and I may have my down moments, but I still need to show up and put on my big girl panties and just do the damn thing. And then also the transformation and how life-changing Beachbody really is. Like seeing that value, it just makes me more confident in what it is that I'm doing and how to talk to people about it. So, and I'd be happy to keep going, but I'm gonna stop myself right there and hand it to Christina.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is like my 7th summit. I missed one summit when I gave birth to Julian, which I know, Jazz, I know what you're feeling because that broke my heart. I was like, I don't care if I'm 2 weeks postpartum. I want to go to summit. That's how bad I need summit every single year. And if that doesn't speak volumes in itself, then I don't know what will. Like if I'm willing to do something 2 weeks postpartum to be somewhere, that's how amazing summit is. And this being my 8th summit, I think it brought the house. Like it was the best summit I've ever been to. Like even better than my first one where I was like blown away and speechless, and I just didn't know what to do with all this amazing information. It was the best, and I cannot wait for next year's summit because I know they're leveling it up. They're making it even better. We've already been to New Orleans as a team once. They're going to make it even better this next time. It's going to flow smoother. The system that they have in place where they separated us into groups based on where you are at in your business. So just to give you an idea, they put, if you're like a beginner business builder, they put you in one group. If you were a diamond business builder, they put you in another hall. If you were 2-star and above, they put you in another hall, a leadership hall. And in each hall, they covered different topics based on where you were in your business. Whereas summits past, it was all general information and everybody trying to reach everybody. And you had to be like, okay, well, I'm a 2-star with 40 something people on my team, and yet I'm getting the same information as like a brand new coach this is their first time summit. So I love the fact that they split it up this way, and we got to digest information for where we were at in our business. And this just goes to show you that Beachbody is not a cookie cutter type of business. And this was a theme that I heard throughout Summit. I went to a pre-Summit event with Amy Silverman and Set Your Soul on Fire team that I got invited to, which was incredible. And then the whole Summit, and then just speaking with coaches throughout the event too, that this is not a cookie cutter type of business. You can be any age, any season of life, anywhere in your health and fitness journey and still be super uber successful. Like the couple that Libby was talking about, the older couple, they're like in their 60s or something, so adorable, married 35 years. And you can just tell the amount of love they had for each other. And the fact that he had said this, and it like broke my heart into pieces. He's like, in the 35 years that I was married, being the fact that I was able to finally like put my hands around my wife and hug her from behind, like I was never ever to do that in all my years of marriage. And it's like, it brought chills to me. And like, this is the kind of business that we are in, a transformative business that changes people's life for simple things like that, like simple joys that they bring to themselves. Another key point was wanting to be successful, and wanting that success isn't enough. You have to show up. You have to show up every single day. You have to show up for your set business hours. And because this isn't a cookie cutter business, you're responsible for setting your own business hours, your own time, whether that's you're dedicated to working 1 hour a day or 3 hours a day. It doesn't matter. This is not a cookie cutter business. There's no one way to success. You need to figure that out and need to determine that out for your circumstances, your season of life, and what's going to work for you right now. So because you want to be successful isn't enough. You have to show up and step into that level of leadership that you want. No one's going to do it for you. Your coach, yes, they signed you up, they brought you into this business, but now it's your responsibility to step it up, to step into the shoes that you want to fill. And I think that really hit home for me because I've been throughout so many dips and valleys being a coach on Legacy Elite for 7+ years. I've gone from starting with 1 baby to now 3. So my season of life is completely different from when I first started to now. And there's been so many things that happen in between those years. So my work ethic is different now than what it was when I first started. And I had to be okay with that. And finally, it hit home for me that I needed to make that decision for myself to be okay with that. That I cannot compare my amount of work hours that I was able to do when I only had 1 child to now having 3 small little babies in my home, especially during summertime when they're all home with me full time. And then the final tip that I wanted to share was I needed to ask myself, where do I need to level up? Like, where is it going to make the most impact for me to level up? Is it going to be the number of invites that I sent every single day? Is it going to be the conversations that I have? Am I going to get on the phone more? Like, how I have to make a decision as to where I'm leveling up as a coach. And so do you. Ask yourself that. Where do you need to level up? Where is it going to make the most impact in your business based on what your goals are? Is your goal to reach diamond by the end of summer? What do you need to do to reach diamond? Is it to make $200 a month? What do you need to do to make $200 a month? Is it to pay off a credit card? What do you need to do to make that money to pay off that credit card that you want to pay off? So you got to decide for yourself, like, where you got to level up. And it's going to look different for everybody. Do not compare yourself to another coach. This is your business. You're the CEO of your business, your coach ID number. We all have different coach ID numbers. And yeah, so it's our own responsibilities to level up where we feel like we need to level up. And, and it might be overwhelming to get all this information at once and when the videos come out, but here's a pro tip. Take your top 2 to 3 things that you want to do and just focus on that. If you can't focus on 2 or 3, take one and get really good at it and just focus on that. And when you feel comfortable to move on to the next thing, move on to the next thing. Those videos are going to be there forever in the archive, so you can go back throughout the year, throughout next year, until next summit to start working on things. So if you have to just focus on one thing at once, do that, so that way it doesn't overwhelm you. And that just goes back to figuring out and nailing where you need to level up. And sometimes you won't know where. You just got to choose something and go for it, and then you'll figure it out on the way. So that's all I have.
So moral of the story, be there next year. It's going to be in New Orleans. It's going to be amazing, and it's beautiful there. So we're all going to go, right? Get your ticket today. So it's $125, and you don't have to pay any more than you have to. And that's it. If anybody has any questions before we take our picture, you've got us all on.
Yeah, maybe we should do a Q&A after a picture, so that way.
Yeah, I would love to answer any questions. I mean, this was a really amazing experience.
I know you guys have us here like on live now, so if any have burning questions that you want to ask, like nitty-gritty stuff, then now would be like the time to get clarification for yourself. So picture first?
Picture.
Okay.
Cheese. Okay. Got it.
Well, if people don't have questions, I have a question for the group. I'm curious to know, just to get a sense, why people didn't go to Summit. Was it a cost issue? Was it, family responsibilities? I'm just really curious. Like, how can we as a team support you in making that decision too, if that's something that that is, you're still kind of going back and forth on?
So Amanda, to answer your question, yeah, I believe they go to 150. 150 after today.
Mhm. Okay. So I'm seeing the answers in the chat. Work,